The San Diego Padres just struck back again, man. Mario and everybody out there, the Padres just they're going all in, man. They're just showing it. Get this, and this ain't no damn clickbait for all y'all out there watching this video. Click on it. Fernando Tatis Jr. and the Padres agreed to a 14-year. Yeah, that's right. I ain't joking when I say that. That ain't no clickbait. 14 years. That's a lot of years, Mario. The deal is worth $340 million, which if you do the math, he's only getting paid 24 million a year. If I 24.3 million a year. I think I did the math correctly there, Mario. If you want to correct me, you can. This was one of the largest contracts ever, Mario. I think MLB said this was the third largest contract ever. Um, I gotta be honest with you, dude. Baseball strikes the minds of fans when it comes to these contracts. Bryce Harper was actually no, not even Bryce Harper. Manny Machado was the first one. Back in 2018 with that 10-year, $300 million deal. I thought that was big, and it actually is. It still is to this day. But then Bryce Harper came in with that 13-year, $330 million deal. And Mike Trout got his 12-year, $430 million deal, which is truly insane. Help me out here. Mookie Betts just got that 12-year, $365 million deal. Garrett Cole got his 9-year, $324 million, which doesn't sound as staggering, but he's getting a lot of money a year. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. And now this. This is incredible. I mean, baseball knows how to strike fans when it comes to contract signings. And those are the guys that he joins with some of the largest contracts in baseball. And the source for this was Jeff Passan from ESPN. So you know what, Mario? I'm gonna start off with this, all right? Because there's a lot going on here. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of it's good, but there are some concerning questions that I have. I'll get to those in just a few minutes. But right now, I want to talk about the good. First of all, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. That's the homeboy, man. Homeboy Fernando Tatis Jr. You feel me? Keep representing SoCal, man. One of the best players in baseball, man. And he deserves it, And at this point, San Diego's all locked in. They're making it clear that they want a World Series, and it's as simple as that. They're challenging the Dodgers, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, Mario. We all talk about the Braves as being the closest competitor. I don't even think that's the case no more, dude. I don't even think that's the case anymore. I think the Padres are the Dodgers' closest competitor. It just doesn't get any better. I mean, the Braves still have a chance. I'm not gonna say that they're not, but I just think the Padres are the closest team to beat that can actually beat the Dodgers in a best-of-7 series. With that said, though, obviously, again, $340 million is a lot of money nonetheless, especially for 14 years. But he's not getting paid a lot a year, like I said, 24.3 million a year. So that's not really a lot of money, annually. But overall, it's definitely a lot of money. Let me just go through. I think this contract's worth through his age 36 season. Yeah, no, age 35, 36, something like that. And think about it, Mario. Time's on his side. Fernando Tatis is only 22 years old. This is his third season in MLB, which is another thing that strikes me too. Not a lot of players in their third year get this kind of contract. That's pretty big. It's a pretty big deal, especially for the Padres. Now, all the good things aside, I have a lot of questions for this. Obviously, you got the team together, right? You got a team. You got a lot of pitchers. You got a lot of offensive firepower, defensively. You're stacked. Bullpen, you're pretty stacked as well. You got a team. The question is, you made the playoffs, like we talked about with the Marlins. You made the playoffs in the shortened season. Can you do it again? And I believe me, I think they will. I don't even think it's going to be a problem. And if it is, then something needs to happen. If this is going to be a concerning issue for them making the playoffs this year, I think something needs to happen with this team in terms of front office, not the players. But anyway, you got the team. Now you got to get that one goal. Fernando Tatis is with this team for 14 years. Now I'll get to why that's a bit of a drawback in a minute. But right now I want to focus on the team itself. Manny Machado, Eric Hosmer. Right now Fernando Tatis Jr. You got Will Myers. He's a little bit on the older side. He's kind of past his prime, but he can still play a relatively good game of baseball. Now you got all these guys. You got a good pitching staff. Blake Snell, Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish. Now it's your time, dude. Got the team. Great. Check mark. Check that off the list. You made a playoff with this team. Boom. Check. There was some things you had to add, and you added it. Check. The one thing you need to check off: World Series. And it should not take 14 years for you to win a World Series. You should be able to do that within that time. So now let me get to the concerning questions. I'm not mad about the money. I think he deserves it. But here's my problem with these 10-plus year contracts. How do you know this? Look, I know Fernando Tatis is very young, 22 years old. It's his third year in Major League Baseball. But how do you know this Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to be the same player that we see now, like 5, 10 years from now? Am I saying that that's what's going to happen? No, absolutely not. But how do you know that that's what's going to happen? I mean, I said the same thing with the Bryce Harper contract. Bryce Harper's obviously one of the better players in baseball. But again, he signed through his 39-year-old season. How do we know he's going to be that same player 10 years from now? Or maybe even 5. You can even argue 5 years from now. Mike Trout, I don't even need to say nothing about him. Mike Trout's a Hall of Famer if he retired today. Mookie Betts, I mean, you could make an argument. I think Mookie Betts, if he retired in the next couple of years, he could go to a Hall of Fame too. But the reason why I asked about Fernando Tatis is because, like I said before, it's his third season in the MLB. He's a very young player. He just came off rookie year a couple of years ago. So, keep that question in mind. My next question is with the Padres themselves. And this is a big question, one you need to keep in mind. How much more can you take? And here's what I mean by that question, all right? There's three big contracts with the San Diego Padres. All right, I'm gonna do the math right here. In 2017, right, Eric Hosmer signed an 8-year, $144 million deal. So he's already been through 3 seasons of that. We're gonna subtract that. All right, we got 48 mil. Manny Machado the year after signed a 10-year, $300 million deal. He's already 2 seasons off that, so we'll divide 300 mil by 2, 240 million. All right, so now we got this contract, 340 million, right? Now I'm gonna add all of that. You want to know what the grand total of this is? $628 million on 3 players in 5 years, 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Excuse me. That's why I asked how much more can you take. Now, obviously, I don't see this as a big deal because I mentioned this yesterday with the Florida teams, how they play in such a small economy. All the sports teams in Florida don't really have a big market because of just the economy they play in. But this is California, especially Southern California. They have a very, very big market. The Dodgers are a very big market. They spent billions of dollars in this decade and last decade too. The Lakers have spent a lot of money too. All these big market teams, even the Angels, even though they're not a good team, they spend a lot of money too. And the Padres are no exception. They're in Southern California. They're a part of that big market in Southern California. But that doesn't mean you don't have a limit. See, I look at it like this, right? The Yankees spend like $2 billion on a whole roster and pitchers and all that. Same thing with the Dodgers. The Padres have almost spent $1 billion on 3 players. So I'm really curious to see if how much more they got in the cap space. Do they even have another cap slot or no? I'm not sure. But with that said, though, hey man, San Diego's making moves. They know what they're doing. I'm not gonna question their methods. Those are just some questions that I'm a bit concerned about. That I hope someday we all get the answers to. But with that said, I'm done talking. I just want to wish Fernando Tatis, that's a homeboy right there out there. Man, good luck out there in San Diego and good luck to the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, well, before I say anything, I just want to say congratulations to Fernando Tatis Jr. Excuse me. He had an amazing 2 years so far, and I mean, this dude is definitely the future. I can definitely see a future MVP in this kid without a doubt. And everything you said, Nate, look, I completely agree with it and 100% more. You took like the words I was gonna say, you took them out of my mouth, and then you added some. So good job on that. I'm not gonna. Yeah, there's really nothing else for me to say. You were right on the money with the cap space, with how long is he gonna play? Longevity. How what do you call it? Is this the right move? And I truly believe that this kid's gonna be good for a very, very long time. Here's the thing: Fernando Tatis Jr. I think is gonna be the next MVP without a doubt. I really do. He's going to be an MVP within 2 seasons. The only question that I had with the whole argument is it could possibly take him a very long time to win this World Series because that Dodgers team, they're not giving up.
They're not
They're
giving
really
up.
not. Okay, that Trevor Bauer addition is huge. Okay, and obviously you kept Fernando Tatis, which is a big, big deal. But the thing is, the question I'm having is, can that team get through the Dodgers? And I'm going to be honest with you, Nate, I can't see it happening. If that's a fully healthy Dodger team going into the playoffs and they stay fully healthy, I can't see the Padres beating him. I can't. Now, it's going to be very, very close. I think the Padres can push their limit and go game 7, but I can't see the Padres winning it. But adding Fernando Tatis Jr. for 14 years, I love this deal and more because this kid is only 22 years old. He will be 36 by the time that contract is up. I can definitely see Fernando Tatis Jr. playing for that team for 16 seasons, without a doubt. I can definitely see this guy becoming a multi-MVP, without a doubt. Fernando Tatis Jr. is one of the biggest rising stars in baseball I think I've ever seen. Okay, I think this dude is going to be up, and give it a few years. I think he is going to be up there as like one of the mainstream athletes. You know what I'm saying? That ends up like, getting credit from like LeBron James and getting credit from like all these other all these other athletes from different sports. I feel like Fernando Tatis Jr. can be that guy. And I feel like he's going, by the time that 14 seasons is up, I don't think there's a question that he's going to be in Hall of Famer as long as he stays healthy and he has that longevity. That's the point you made, and I completely agree with it. So there's really nothing I can really say about this. I do think Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to have a very successful career with the San Diego Padres. I can't see them anytime within, as long as all those guys are in LA. I can't see him winning a World Series right away within these first 4 or 5 years. But let me tell you this. I think if there's one, you're absolutely right, though. It ain't the Braves no more. If there's one team that can beat these Dodgers, it's going to be them. If the Padres do not beat these Dodgers, you're going to see a lot of multi-championships in LA. But with that being said, I wish the San Diego Padres the best of luck. I wish Fernando Tatis Jr. the best of luck. And who knows? You never know. This Dodgers team, they could end up just failing and choking and, they don't make it. Who knows? That's the whole thing about sports. You can make a prediction, but your predictions aren't always right. You know what I'm saying? You have to watch it to see what happens. And with that being said, this is going to be a very interesting baseball season coming up, and I can't wait to see it. So with that being said, I'm just going to end it with congratulations to the San Diego Padres and congratulations to Tatis Jr. on this great, great contract that is so well deserved.